Once again, strange sounds are being heard all over the world. Many believe this to be a hoax. Well, it is a hoax, but it isn't being perpetrated by those who are recording the sounds in their own neighborhoods. It's part of the most diabolical hoax being played on the world by its governments ever to be perpetrated upon mankind. All government and non-government participants of which are in collusion. There is one exception. In Israel, the participants in league with this sinister plan are Palestinians and political Zionists. Not spiritual Zionists, political Zionists. They're two different things. Are these some of the kinds of sounds you have been hearing? I am about to tell you what my NASA informants have told me and explain to you exactly what you are hearing, how it's even possible that you're hearing it, and why you are hearing it. My NASA informants, whom I have in the past trusted with my life, have told me of a diabolical plan put in place by the UN that has been up and running for decades. Only in the last few years have nations had the capability of carrying out this most large-scale portion of its ruthless deception.
In the 1960s,
Canadian prime ministers,
was a flotilla of UFOs headed south that crossed into NATO territory in Europe.
And Russian prime ministers, as well as various other government leaders, have insisted that the U.S. step up its role in this diabolical deception, and so the U.S. is playing its part. These are the sounds we are hearing. They are instruments like the waterphone megabass, seen here, which are used in many horror films. They're previously recorded and piped down to the earth through TTAs, that is Tesla Tech arrays, aboard satellites positioned over a particular area. And the sounds played directed specifically over that region. These satellites belong to various nations, US, Russia, China, the list goes on. Much like the International Aerosol Program, these emissions are regulated to be carried out by their respective countries owning or leasing time on these specialized satellites. So now you know what you're hearing and how you're hearing it. But why on earth would any government wish to join with other governments around the world in order to bring about a deception using strange sounds heard from the sky?
Flying saucers. You've had some in Michigan in the past week. Do you really believe in flying saucers? You've called for a congressional investigation. Dave, we've had several incidents in Michigan in the last week. Incidents that many reliable, good citizens felt were sufficient to justify some action by our government, and not the kind of flippant answer that was given by the Air Force where they passed it off as a swamp gas.
The Congress should investigate the rash of reported sightings of unidentified flying objects in southern Michigan and other parts of the country.
In a schoolyard with about 20 other men, and we saw a bright light appear in the distant western skies, and it got closer and closer, and when it was just above the treetops, it changed color, and it stayed there for a while, and then it disappeared into the distance. And none of us could ever imagine what it was.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
President Reagan suddenly said to me, what would you do if the United States were attacked by someone from outer space? Would you help us?
– – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – –
He said, we too.
It makes it increasingly less likely that we're alone.
Oh, you're trying to give me a hint that there are aliens.
No, I'm trying to tell you I don't know.
Oh.
But if we were visited someday, I wouldn't be surprised. I just hope that it's not like Independence Day.
Yeah, right.
That it's a conflict.
The 3 astronauts of Apollo 11 who went to the moon back in 1969 all said that they believe there is life beyond Earth. Do you agree?
You know, I don't know, and I don't presume to know. What I know is there is life here on Earth, and that we're not attending to life here on Earth. We're not taking care of kids who are alive and unfortunately are not getting health care. We're not taking care of senior citizens who are alive and are seeing their heating prices go up. So as president, those are the people I will be attending to first. There may be some other folks on their way.
I think his task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. And
The time has come for the world to move in a new direction. We must embrace a new era of engagement based on mutual interest and mutual respect, and our work must begin now.
And the President outlined his vision of a new world order in which the U.S. would participate fully, one rooted on 4 basic principles.
Non-proliferation and disarmament, the promotion of peace and security, the preservation of our planet, and a global economy that advances opportunity for all people.
I believe we, and particularly you, your class, has an incredible window of opportunity to lead in shaping a new world order.
And after 1989, President Bush said, and it was a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the U.S. founders.
For the unique dignity of every human being, a new world order.
The interest that each of us has to maintain our independence and the security of our peoples, and the hope that each of us has to build a new world order.
You see, the answer is very simple. Leaders have explained it themselves: to unite the world, each nation relinquishing its own sovereignty to the new world order.